All right, what's up, everybody? Guys, we have 4 episodes to go of Better Call Saul, and I don't think we've ever started an episode like this having absolutely no clue where the show is headed, right? With 4 episodes to go, we've closed off the prequel timeline. We are now, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the last episode, of course, ended with Saul essentially truly becoming Saul and seeing him in the Breaking Bad timeline ish. Apparently, the year, like a lot of people were kind of arguing over the year, what year it was, because the license plate said it was like 2005, but he could have just had expired license plates or something, right? There were people arguing it could be literally 2008, because that's kind of what the one sign in his car or whatever said, right? And then one of the writers came out and said it was 2007, so it would have been a year before Breaking Bad. Apparently, it's not even that important, which leads me to believe that, like, okay, we're not gonna stay here necessarily. It was just to show you the transition, right? And then the question is, what are we gonna see? Because the one thing that I do know of this episode already in advance is that we're gonna be going back to Gene at least. The account has been teasing that, with the one of the Cinnabon, whatever rolls or whatever it's called. The episode is also called Nippy, which is very interesting. Super random title, it seems. They are, first of all, dropping that original, this and this episode format or whatever. But then at the same time, I mean, that's obvious because, again, we've closed off seemingly the prequel timeline, right? And then the thing that people kind of speculated about is that Nippy, it's kind of this typical way of describing, like, cold weather or something in America, in the northern states. So again, that only alludes to, like, okay, we're going back to Omaha, to Nebraska or something, right? Where we've seen Saul in the Gene timeline, to put it like that. But yeah, it's so fascinating because we have 4 episodes to go, and there is no telling where they're gonna go with the story from here. Absolutely no telling. All that we know is that, like, we're gonna have both the future timeline and, of course, some Breaking Bad stuff still to be shown. I really, like, the Breaking Bad stuff is what is most interesting to me, because the question that I ask myself is, how much are they going to explore it? Or is it only going to be used to add some little detail for, like, okay, this is why, or this is kind of what caused the situation that Saul is in? You know what I mean? Or are they going to full on go back to it? Like, for example, one thing that I question with the way the last episode went, have we seen the last of Mike and Gus or not? A lot of people, there's this really awesome theory that I've been reading up on Reddit for the past week or so, and it would be insane if it turns out to be true. But, like, a lot of people speculated that also the reason why we were in apparently then 2007 or whatever, in the Breaking Bad timeline, last episode when it ended, is because this is when Tuco gets out of jail. And so, there's like there should be like a chance that maybe the show now will kind of explore, like, those early scenes from Breaking Bad season 1 I'm talking about, and then showing them from a different viewpoint. So from Gus and Mike and Saul's viewpoint when they hear about these things, right? Crazy 8 being killed, Tuco being killed, a new player that's, like, in the game. Funny too, because this episode title is, the episode description said, like, a new player enters the game or something, right? Which very much seems to allude to Walt. Although I have a theory that it's not actually Walt and that it's just talking about Saul in the future, but whatever. They could do so much there, but at the same time, I feel like it's not necessary, or it's not... Yeah, I don't know. I lean more towards the fact that these last 4 episodes are actually gonna focus a lot more just on Gene, and then using some Breaking Bad scenes as, like, contextual explanations. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you're essentially turning this show at the very end now into the Breaking Bad show, and then, like, for an episode or two. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the writers do want it to stand on its own, and they don't, I don't know, like, they don't want it to rely too much on Breaking Bad or something, even though, of course, yeah, that's the complicated thing when you're dealing with all these characters who, all the important stuff happens in that show. For Mike, for Gus, for Saul, regarding, like, how he gets in the situation that he's in the future. But, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, and I'm just starting to ramble here, I feel. I really want to dive into the episode and see what it's going to bring. It's very likely that, like, this is the episode where we're going to see Walt and Jesse or something, right? That could definitely happen, although, I don't know, I have this feeling like this episode but it's just a hunch feeling, right? I'm just gonna say that up front right now, but I have a feeling like maybe we're just gonna see Saul in the future. And again, maybe the descriptive text that they had, like a new player enters the game, could be like Saul with a new type of persona doing some type of stuff. We've seen that in the teaser too, where he was like apparently giving away free shit to people or something. At least that's what it seemed to allude to. But yeah, the question kind of is like, what is Saul up to in this life now? How is he going to deal with the Jeff situation? Did Jeff actually get recast? Is another question that I have. What are the scenes going to be of Breaking Bad that we'll still get to see, and why do we need to see them, right? Like, how is it relevant, I guess, to the future, if that's how they do it? Or maybe it's just like, no, we're going to see full on like a Breaking Bad episode, just kind of showing you everything that happened there and then going to the future, right? Yeah, and obviously the other one last big question is, how is it going to end and what's going to happen with Kim, right? Because we know Kim left him, and that was kind of the obvious thing. And I found it so beautiful how they explained Saul's persona in Breaking Bad, essentially him being heartbroken, I guess, and just trying to forget about everything that happened. And how does he forget? By just becoming absolutely ruthless and turning into Saul. And we've seen him kind of deal with those situations in those kinds of ways, of course, in the past with Chuck. He was, I would assume he was kind of going to do that with Howard. And now with Kim, it's like the ultimate thing that drove him there. So fantastic, because it explains a whole lot about him in Breaking Bad and why he was that kind of person who just didn't seem to give a shit, right? Like, where was his humanity? You would kind of ask yourself anymore. He was just a joker all the time. And I love that about him. Don't get me wrong. I actually... Like, I don't know, I can always laugh my ass off about him in Breaking Bad, but there's something really tragic about it now too, when you think about that, right? What a fantastic show, guys. And for now, I just want to dive into this episode. We're going to see where it brings us. So without further ado, let's actually dive in. Black and white.
Can I give you a hand?
If I needed a hand, I'd ask for it. Thank you very much.
Is this the actress they were talking about? I don't know her well, to be honest, but I know that she was kind of like an old lady, or an old woman, so I guess this is her.
Marion, how's it going?
So that's Marion.
Brain's still working.
Yeah, they've been teasing this character a lot.
Yeah, 1 1/4 pounds. What do we have here?
Extra sharp Wisconsin cheddar.
Extra sharp. Ooh. You can keep it, Wisconsin.
Damn. Brutal. So what role is she gonna play? Is she related to anyone? To Kim? To Saul? To Jeff? Is this Saul? It sounded like him.
Need some help?
I'm fine.
Sure is. Why is he putting those signs up?
You sure you don't want to push?
I'm sure. What happened to poor Nippy?
Oh, the dog is Nippy.
It's my fault. And I don't know, something got into him. Maybe he saw a cat or something, but he jumped.
Oh no.
I pulled right
Oh, he's
over
definitely pulling a prank here.
Nippy! But he was gone.
Oh, that's terrible.
But why? What is he trying to
I hope you
achieve?
find him. I live right over here on Clementine. This is my route. When I can get this thing going.
This better not end up being another Miss Landry situation.
Maybe just a little push.
Oh no.
And 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so that was the plan, so he would have to push her to a home.
Great.
What does he want to achieve by going to her house? Okay. Man, you gotta love how they just confuse... This is where the interests start changing, because I know they had 3 more episodes left after this, where they had no intros to use. Ah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if he got recast or what this is about. Pat Healy, yeah, that's the new Jeff. I mean, he's literally wearing his clothes here too, yeah. I guess he really did just get recast or something, man. Oh, it's supposed to be Jeff's mom?
In the kitchen, Jeffy.
Yep. Okay, it did get recast. Kind of sucks, but we'll just have to live with it, I guess.
Jeffy? This is Mr. Takovic.
Oh, please. Mr. Takovic was my father. Call me Gene. So, your mom tells me you're a...
Dude, I hate that he had to get recast, man. Because it just, like, puts you out at first, you know? I'm just gonna have to get used to it, but...
Ta-da!
Gene's staying for dinner.
Just what he wanted. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what Jeff wanted from him in the first place, you know? Was he sent by someone? Was it just him on his own?
Fuck. I know it's awkward, right? But you don't have to call me Dad. Yet.
I don't know what this is about, but all I have to do is pick up the phone and it's bye-bye Saul Goodman.
Yeah, but you haven't picked up the phone yet, have you? And guess what? I know why. You want in the game.
The game? What game?
The one you've been watching your entire life. You got your nose pressed up against the glass, peering in while the big boys play.
Man, speak English.
Makes a lot of sense. He is that kind of personality,
It's
from what I could tell.
You can see it, but you can't touch it. Cars, the clothes, the cash, the ladies. You know, getting older, it's so close, but damn it, you just can't get in until now.
This is his, his opportunity. Okay. Makes a lot of sense, honestly.
You?
Saul Goodman. So here's the deal. I will show you the game, and then we're done.
Be his entry ticket. Looks like he'll take it. Okay. Oh, for a second I thought he was bringing him back home. I would have been very surprised by that. On the rocks. I love how they're still doing the Ice Cube sound effects just like the very first episode, man. Is that Marco's ring? Yeah, it is. So he puts that on to like... Yeah, essentially tell himself like you're gonna be Saul Goodman now for a while.
Good night, ladies.
See you, Gene. Bye.
It's still the same guy who, you know, got him out of the locked space. Oh, he's going back there. Oh, no. Better make sure you've got the wooden thing set up well. Security. Oh, so he's gonna do something here in the shopping mall.
There a problem?
No, I just came to say thanks. I'm Gene from Cinnabon. You called the EMTs for me when I fainted.
Yeah, I remember you. Get a lawyer!
Oh, shit. He was one of those two cops.
Christ almighty, get him in here.
Shit, man. What is it? Ooh, that's a big risk he's taking, though. Oh no.
Please.
Giving them some Big Macs with something in it.
I should not be doing this.
The pacing of this episode in general is fantastic so far. It's
Hey,
so
do me a favor.
slow.
If you were ever to cross paths with my wife,
Oh, Scout's honor.
This guy's supposed to be on a diet. Oh, of course. That's just one of the Cinnabon things in it, yeah.
watching the waistline.
Yeah, but every now and then.
The only time I ever see these cardboard things is when I go to the McDonald's. So that's why I automatically think of Big Macs.
So, did you catch the game last night?
The game.
Putting a stopwatch on. How long is it supposed to take?
I can't even talk about it.
The real question is, what's in this? Is it just gonna be like
The worst.
something that'll put him to sleep?
To make a foot and a half.
Could it actually? Surely it's not gonna be
How
something
hard
like
can it be?
poison, right? Like that would be a little
You
too
can't
far.
win when Martinez plays like that.
I don't know though. He did that with Walt.
You think something's off?
Maybe that's how they're gonna go back to the Brock situation or something. I don't know.
It's what we call them.
You ever done that,
it's a
right?
nickname.
Topeka, Wichita.
Nice.
What do you love most?
This guy's a talker.
You think Ween will come through on his home turf?
Yeah.
No way. With that thumb?
Thumb's a deal breaker.
I'll tell you something.
This
The
is
cooler
edited
helmet
so well.
Was the thumb breaker. Oh,
God, I'm feeling so nervous. Oh,
Well, I should probably be heading back.
well, thanks again.
wait,
at
he
least
just
I can
recorded how long
have
it
a good
took him to
one.
finish it? Why?
Anytime.
Same thing all over again? So now he knows exactly how long they will need to finish these things? Well, this guy at least.
Gene, the Cinnabon machine. I can smell you coming up the hallway.
You could never have expected this episode to play out like this. They're so taking that time and not telling you about what. I mean, clearly he's preparing some type of thing, some type of plan. Saul Goodman was here. The thing that he left in the second season. Okay, you can look at the security cameras. Well, at least he's sure the other guy went back to liking him. Meanwhile, this guy over here is gaining 50 pounds in a matter of weeks. So that's when he goes back to watching the cameras, or was that what it was about?
Can I help you, sir?
Yeah. No, thanks. I'm just browsing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He is so carefully planning this out. Like, clearly nothing can go wrong.
11, 12, 13.
Oh, what?
All right, and
Wait, what?
17 feet. Right here.
Is he replicating this in the snow or something?
Ribbon it off. Come on. All the way, guys.
Is that the friend that Jeff brought along? They didn't have to recast him? No.
Okay. All right, we ready? And grab your bag. And go. Go, 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 go. 1, Armani suits and run. 2, Air Jordan shoes for you.
What the hell is happening?
I already told you. 3 minutes.
He has 3 minutes to steal as much as possible, or what?
Because at 3 minutes, that's when security sees you on the cameras and the cops
Yeah,
haul your ass
so he
to jail.
removed all the
Alright, so
things
let's go.
on the
Wait, there's
clothes
cameras?
so they wouldn't get detected.
Sure, there's cameras. They erase the tapes every 72 hours, right? So 3 items.
Such an elaborate
3
plan
minutes.
just for him to steal some clothes. What the hell?
Let's go. Pigs
Is
get
that even
fat,
worth
dogs
it?
get
Like,
slaughtered.
what is he gonna get from that?
Just this whole thing, it seems crazy.
I'll tell you what's crazy. 50-year-old high school chemistry teacher comes into my office. The guy is so broke, he can't pay his own mortgage. 1 year later, he's got a pile of cash as big as a Volkswagen. That's crazy.
Go, go, go. 1, Armani suits and run. 2, Air Jordan shoes for you. 3,
Just,
linen
yeah.
shirts for free.
An easy
4,
thing to
Pampers,
remember
lettuce
from
out the door.
regarding where to
5,
go.
Patagonia to survive. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Oh, that's awesome. This Jeff has something really kind of pathetic about him, though. The previous one was just seemed more like an asshole, you know what I mean? This guy still has, like, that vibe, but also just, like... The previous one had a more confident vibe to him, and this one doesn't.
Yes.
There's a delivery.
A delivery?
Oh. Or
No.
is it still about to happen?
No, no.
Is he in this?
Stop.
It's showtime, folks. That's literally what that meant, right? This episode is so not what you would have expected from it, right? I do wonder if, like, it's still gonna end on, like, a bang, or if it'll just stay
Good luck to
kind of
Nippy.
slow and unresolved still. Or what if they get caught? What if Jeff gets caught? I was almost gonna say, what if he purposefully wants Jeff to be caught?
If he had Kenny keep it
But
up,
that would land him
I
in
think we
trouble,
still got a
so...
shot.
I do assume he wants this plan to succeed. The question is just like, man, what does Jeff even want to get out of it? I really do wonder that, like... Just the cash? That's it? The cash from the clothes? I guess the clothes are expensive. Go.
One.
Armani suits and run. 2 linen shirts for... oh no. Jesus, that's 3. What was 2?
2 Air Jordan shoes.
Air Jordan shoes. Something has to go wrong, right? Like, they're not just gonna flawlessly... I mean, maybe they will.
Wow, what a lineup. I mean, the I formation. Wow.
I'll tell you, Pelini could have taken a page out of that book.
Surely, Saul must be sweating it somewhat.
10 calfskin briefcases for men.
How about that 44-21 win against the Buffs?
I'm really not liking this. I feel like something's gotta go wrong.
76-yard pass.
19, Calvin.
Man, how many freaking steps do they have? Okay, now I do get it. Like, this stuff is gonna be worth something.
Sure looks pretty. Huskers red against that green. It's like Christmas out there.
But yeah, it's great how they pick just a few of each so that it's not likely to be, like, spotted. Oh, shit! This is Ted Beneke all over again. Damn, he fell on his head badly, too.
Guys are gonna move to the Big Ten.
Don't tell me he's just gonna be laying there.
Big Ten? Well, yeah, I mean, they're just chasing the, mighty dollar, if you ask me.
Oh,
Powerhouse,
dude.
of course.
Yeah, this is everything that we've been waiting for. Holy shit.
Oklahoma and Texas over here. But Michigan,
This is
Ohio
pure
State
panic
over
right
there.
now. Holy shit. And that's the last... Oh, God. That's the last bite.
Good. That's centered. Just amazing.
What are you gonna do?
Wow.
What am I doing?
What?
Look at me. I got no one. My parents are dead.
I would assume that by him doing this, there's still a chance that Jeff could get away. But it wasn't looking too good. Oh, damn.
I got no wife,
Oh, damn. This is extra
No kids.
tough on him.
no friends. If I die tonight, no one would care.
Gene, buddy. No, I'm sure that you mean a lot.
Oh, he woke
to
up.
lots of people.
I thought they were screwed, man. I really did.
It just be nothing.
It's so great how it's relevant to his own, mental state.
I'm so sorry. You didn't need to hear any of that.
No, that's okay. No, that is okay.
You felt like this?
No. People. I think a lot of people.
Damn, that was such a close one. Holy shit, man. I love how, you know, they managed to actually create such an effect on you when Jeff falls there in the moment without any sound, without any music. It happens and you just feel straight panic. Like the whole episode had been building up towards it and they didn't need to have any additional, like, you know, cheap things to add to the impact of it.
Ooh la la.
How much did we get for him?
I don't know, maybe 500 each. Shit, man. Maybe I just keep them for myself.
I've been eyeing these Jordans.
You guys enjoying yourselves? Well, hold on to that feeling, because this is it. You transported stolen goods with a value exceeding $5,000, and the truck you used to do it was rented in Council Bluffs across state lines.
You told us to rent the truck over there.
Theft from an interstate shipment, up to 10 years. Transportation of stolen goods, another 10 years. Sale of stolen goods, 10 years.
AKA they better not find out, oh, and now Saul has something on them.
What's your idea?
Yeah. It's called mutually assured destruction. So, I'll go down, you go down.
Yeah, very
You don't have
smart.
to threaten us. We're all friends here.
He's just saying.
I am not your friend. Now I need you to say it. We're done.
You do wonder if that means this
Say
will be
it.
it for the
We're
Jeff story.
Done. Say it.
We're done.
We're done.
You're a good influence, Gene. Where's
If
my
only you
phone?
knew.
I keep forgetting to ask you about Nippy.
Nippy? Oh, right. You're not going to believe this, but he was with a family the whole time, just a few blocks away.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, he's in great shape. So after all that, happy ending.
This was one of their other teasers. Damn. The question is, how will this story end? There's literally still no telling after this episode. Oh, what is he thinking? Going back to the clothes store, maybe? He's not looking at some Saul Goodman shirts, is he? Not today. Even the names are in fucking white. Oh my god. Real quick before I start the review, guys, there is like the past couple weeks there's already been a bunch of construction going on at my house, and I pointed it out a couple of times. I'm not sure if you could hear it very well in the reaction video, but if so, then I apologize for that. But that being said, and it's still going on right now, as you might be able to hear. But what an episode, guys. Literally, I don't think anyone could have expected this to happen. It kind of, you know what this episode reminds me of in a way? And maybe it's going to be controversial for me saying it, but it kind of had some like Fly vibes of Breaking Bad, where it's just, it is, let's face it, like I can already tell that there's going to be people sort of complaining about this episode maybe, or they're just going to feel like it was too slow. But I love it once again, man, because I just know that the reason why I'm completely fine with that is because I know that the last 3 episodes, they're going to just completely nail it. You know what I mean? And this is just the pace that this show has already had all this time, in a way. I mean, maybe not this slow and focused, I guess. Well, you could think of something like the Mike episode, I guess, that was in a way similar to this. Although, of course, with a bit more action going on and true, life-changing consequences and events, maybe that's what makes it more exciting to people. But I really, really enjoyed this episode nonetheless. And I thought it came out of nowhere, right? And it's so interesting because we started this episode not understanding where the show would go from here. And we're ending the episode and I still don't have a clue. Because essentially Saul managed to deal, seemingly, with the Jeff situation in this one episode. And of course, I have to quickly bring up, because it was, we noticed it from the very beginning, but like Jeff did get recast, which, was already kind of like a popular theory, of course, because we had seen him in a trailer and there was a new guy playing him. So that was kind of, had a lot of people weirded out. It's I wish that the creators would have just come out to confirm it, so that it wouldn't have we wouldn't have been speculating about it. Because in the meantime, a lot of people came up with theories that like, oh, maybe the Jeff that Saul sees doesn't actually exist and he's just seeing things. So every time he looks different or something like that, right? Like they had this trailer. They should have in the meantime, or at the same time, I guess, just come out and confirmed that Jeff had to be recast. And then, it is what it is, of course. Like, I'm not going to be mad about that. Surely there were reasons for it, of course, with Corona. And maybe, it was mentioned that Jeff's actor apparently had some other type of role, the previous actor, which would have caused them not to be able to show up here. And it's like, it's a shame, but I do wish that they would have just come out to say it, you know what I mean? Because they did have that trailer already where it was essentially confirmed to us, but then the creators just kept quiet about it. I think that it was just unnecessary, you know what I mean? Also, we now, finally got to see who this Marion character is, which turned out to be his mom, and Saul essentially just kind of playing her to get in contact with Jeff. Yeah, and he honestly managed to take care of the problem in a great way by, he recognized, and it's like, when you see it happen now, it suddenly starts making so much sense, right? Where this Jeff guy, you could already tell by the previous seasons that he was kind of this sleazy character as well. And he was basically just teasing him there in a moment, right? And Jeff was just like a cab driver, didn't, have the most... I don't know, the most happy lifestyle, I guess. He was one of those people that could have been one of Saul's clients and that would have been in on criminal stuff, So this was the perfect way to put something on him, to make him have a track record now too of criminal activity, so that he can't come back and turn Saul in, because it would mean that Saul turns him in. He has multiple decades of a prison sentence hanging over his head right now by what he did. So... it's I don't know, Saul made sure that even though this crime that was committed, which was just stealing some clothes, I forgot exactly what he pointed out, but I think it was transporting across the border and stuff, and that would add 10 years and this and this. So he managed that for this relatively petty crime, you could still say. I mean, it wasn't a murder or anything really crazy. He still managed to get him to, commit a bunch of things that would have landed him a huge prison sentence. So... fantastically well thought out, and again, it just leads me to believe that this might be it actually then for Jeff. So what's gonna happen still here is the big question. Maybe the one quick thing that I still want to point out before I move on to then kind of speculate about where the show will go from here is, once again, and I pointed it out during the reaction, but the absolute best part of this episode was Jeff actually falling there on his head. And it just, I love how they do the build-up without really any music, any sound. Super slow, right? I mean, we were watching him, Saul, prepare this plan for half an hour, talking to this security guy and, giving him the cinnamon rolls every single time and just, marking the times and everything. Just, super deliberately, planning everything. And it just doesn't really seem to lead anywhere, therefore, also, as a viewer. So when you then see that moment happen, and it happens without, like I said, without any additional effects or music build-up or something, and when it happens, you just go oh shit. It has such an effect on you, where a scene like that normally shouldn't have that big of an effect on you, I feel. So I thought that was just fantastically well done. But then actually going to, where could the show still go from here? I think it all has to do then, I would think, with that very last scene. That's where we see Saul actually looking at those clothes, his traditional Saul Goodman type of clothes, colorful stuff, and thinking to himself, I guess he thinks to himself, I missed this, or this is still in my DNA. And, obviously now pulling this scheme here that he did in this episode, it brought him back to it. And that's why he couldn't resist going back to the clothes as well. So... yeah, I mean, we know from the teaser images that he does get that red suit or something, right? So he does seem to get back into some type of Saul Goodman mode, or Slipping Jimmy mode, or whatever you want to call it. But what's the thing that's going to pull him there? It could be multiple things. I could see him actually still deciding that he has regret in some type of way, and therefore starts to represent himself against the state, and actually confess about everything that happened to Howard, and these things that could start playing with him, maybe, but I don't really see it going there now yet. There is nothing that really shows us that Saul has that kind of remorse, at least not in this episode. So I wonder if there's going to be anything to trigger him, for that. also, you know, again, I mean, no Breaking Bad stuff in this episode yet, as I kind of seen coming. I kind of did predict that wasn't going to happen yet, and it's probably going to be like next episode. He did mention Walt, which was super interesting. So it was a quick little tease, you know, to what we're inevitably going to see. Maybe they're going to use Breaking Bad scenes to like establish like maybe Saul is going to talk about everything that happened in court, and that's going to kind of like lead us to seeing scenes from Breaking Bad. That could be a possibility. You know, there's a lot of still directions this could go into. You know, how does Kim come into play? Because I am 100% convinced that we have not seen the last of Kim yet. She is going to be back, and like if anything, although Saul might not get the happiest ending and he is going to prison or something like that, Kim is still going to be there and sort of provide the the one positive glimpse to the ending, if there is any, right? So like she's going to be the one. I feel like she's going to either be helping Saul defend himself, she's going to be visiting him in jail. You know, some of these, like, it's going to be something akin to that, I feel, right? But all in all, I don't know. It's like, what more can I say? We're just going to have to wait and see and wait another week to really get a good feeling for the direction that these last episodes are going in. Right now, I don't honestly have much of a clue. I was, very surprised by this episode in general. Like I said, it's not the most action-packed episode. Everybody will be, admitting that. But it doesn't have to be, right? That's the beauty of Better Call Saul. It doesn't have to be. And I feel like that's such a running theme from the very start of the show, where I was thinking that watching the show from the first season already back in 2015, like, get to the good stuff, get to Breaking Bad, start showing these characters this and this. And it always took its time. And it always said, no, we're going to do it our way. And that's the better way, And like that, it's not necessary. We're going to show you that, this show can stand on its own, and it's going to follow its own trajectory, right? Regardless of how badly viewers might want things to go in a certain direction as fast as possible, or this and that. Even now, they're still making us wait with the Walt and Jesse stuff, which is completely fine. Because guess what? In 3 weeks, we're going to be done, and we're going to look back at it and think, holy shit, they fucking pulled it off, So I don't know, man. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Patreon is, linked on top of the description for the full-length reactions too. So go and check all of that stuff out. And then for now, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode in a week from now.